Grassroots Gazette, from the ground up, where football lives and breathes. Join us as we explore the heart of the game. This is Grassroots Gazette, from the ground up.
And today we are excited to have a conversation with Georgia, a versatile referee who officiates matches on the football field. With her knowledge, fairness and lasting passion for the game, Georgia has navigated a remarkable journey in the world of grassroots football. Join us as we explore her experiences, the obstacles she's faced and the success she has enjoyed in the role of referee. Welcome, Georgia. How you doing?
Hello, I'm good, thanks.
Welcome to Grassroots Gazette.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you for coming. Okay, we're going to get straight into the first block, which is personal questions. The first question is full name, nickname, and any socials you want to share with us.
Sure. So my full name is Georgia ROONEY, and there is no relation despite my accent. And my nickname, some people call me G, but generally it's just Georgia or Ref, obviously. And my socials are mainly Instagram, so at Georgia Referee.
Lovely. Excellent. Okay, next question. Who do you currently referee for, as in areas or leagues, if that's how they title it?
Sure. So at the moment, I do everything from kind of grassroots level in the Sussex County Women and Girls Football League, and all the way up to kind of Tier 3 Women's National League level. Okay,
excellent. Lovely. All right, next one. Who or what motivated you to start refereeing football?
So in 2019, I went to the Women's World Cup in France as a spectator, and it was a proper hairs on the back of your neck type experience. And I asked myself the question when I was at the England-Argentina game in the group stages, and I essentially asked myself the question, like, how can I get involved in supporting the growth of the women's game? And obviously looked at the players and thought, I think I might be slightly past that. I don't think I was ever ready for that, to be fair. But I saw that there was an all-women kind of team of match officials, and I just kind of thought, I wonder if I could do that. So came back to the UK, kind of Googled it, found the local county FA, and that's where my journey started. A couple of months later, I was sat in a school classroom on a tiny chair with a bunch of teenage boys learning how to be a referee.
Wow. Okay. See, that was my next question, was where and who did you train with? So it was with the FA?
With Sussex County FA, yeah. So that's how it works. Like you get trained by your county FA, and your county FA has referee developers who've been appointed with the FA, and you get trained by the FA in order to kind of like teach new referees how to referee, which is what I also do now, by the way. So I also
that's going to come up later. Yeah, don't worry, I've got a question for that. Next question is, how long does it take to do a referee course, and how long have you been a referee for?
So I've been a referee since about November 2019, so not a very long time, 4.5 years, coming up to 5 years. Nice. To get qualified as a referee in the first place, you have to do an online course, so a bit of e-learning, and then you do essentially a half day and a full day of an in-person course with developers. And then in order to complete your kind of qualification, you have to go out and referee 5 games. And then you are essentially a trainee or a level 7 referee. And then obviously there are opportunities for promotion and to grow in the game. But at that point, you are qualified and you can go out and you can referee grassroots football.
Lovely. With those 5 games, this is a sub question. With those 5 games, is it like a certain level you have to do, or is it kids, anyone, women, men, as long as you cover 5 games, or is it a certain level of game you have to cover?
It has to be 9v9 or 11v11. And it depends on your age. So if you're 15 years old, you can only referee up to 14 and under, for example. But if you're an adult, then you can referee any age.
Up to adults. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I understand. Do you have any experience refereeing any other sports?
I don't know. No. Do you know what? Refereeing football has made me wonder what it would be like to referee other sports. Experience.
Definitely. Which referee most influenced your shaping of how your current style is right now? If you based it off a referee?
Yeah, it's an interesting question. Not really, but I'm definitely influenced by some of the women who are in like the kind of WSL level and kind of FIFA level. So Rebecca Welch, Sian Massey-Ellis, Lisa Ben, like they're all like, and all of the others, they're all excellent, and I kind of watch them. But I've got to say that with refereeing, it's like you kind of have to bring your own personality, your own style to it as well. Yeah.
Definitely. Okay, next question. Which game, if there is such a game, that you dream of refereeing? Is there like 2 clubs or 2 countries that you'd be like, oh, I'd love to be in the middle of that?
Yeah. Do you know what? I think I'd probably love some kind of derby. I'd probably love like a Manchester derby or a Liverpool derby. That would just from a kind of like being a northerner, one of those derby matches would be. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, fair enough. Lovely. As a referee, do you have any pre-game rituals or superstitions that you must do before a game?
Not like ritualistic or superstitious, but just like routine.
Okay.
I can tell you now, if I don't follow my routine, I'll forget something, make me feel a bit off kilter. So yeah, I like to kind of make sure I do everything in the same order, make sure I've got all my gear and kit, and yeah, that's the main thing.
Lovely. Excellent. Is there such a thing as a referee philosophy? Is that such a thing?
Possibly, yeah. Like I think my thing that I always try to come back to, especially like in the heat of the moment of a game, is like my job here is safety and fairness. So because like, as you know, any football fan knows that it can be a tough job being a referee, and you can get a lot of voices in your ear, and but I think when you're making decisions, it's just like my philosophy is remind myself this is about keeping everyone safe and keeping it fair. I think that's my personal kind of approach. Simple, but effective.
Yeah, I like that. Definitely. Okay. Based on your experience, what qualities are best for a referee?
Confidence. I can go into these in more detail if you want, but yeah, confidence.
Yeah, if you want to.
Yeah, confidence, because ultimately, often it's black and white, the decisions you've got to make, and sometimes it's not quite black and white, but it falls to the referee, and therefore, regardless, you have to be confident enough to make the decision in the moment. So confidence is everything. Resilience. So, it can be really, really tough, and you need that ability to bounce back from the situations, like both within the game and like between games. Like you've got to be able to like bounce back. And then knowledge. So like you need your knowledge of the laws of the game. It's you can't take that for granted, really. You need to know what you're doing in order to be able to actually apply it. Last one, fitness. Sorry, got to get that.
No, that's fine. I love this.
I mean, if you can't keep up with play, then you're basically not credible. And yeah, it's really important that you look after yourself and your own fitness.
Oh, that's excellent. Okay, I know you said you started in 2019, but I'd say most fans wanted to be players when they were growing up. Did you want to be a ref when you was growing up, or did you want to be a player also, like most people?
Yeah, I played. I wanted to be a player. Like when I was little, I was one of those girls who was the only girl playing the football with the boys, if you know what I mean, at school and things like that.
Yeah.
Despite my kind of Liverpool Football Club heritage, I got my nickname was Mrs. Giggs when I was
nice. That's a good name.
Yeah, it's not bad. But yeah, no, I never wanted to be a referee. I didn't even think about it until I was literally 37. So
different path shows up, definitely. Okay, got last 2 in this block. Any future plans or goals as a referee for yourself? Any what are the future plans?
You know what? When I started out, it was kind of like, yeah, I'm going to get to the WSL, and then I had a really bad injury, and so I had to reevaluate. And so now I just take it week by week, month by month. That's not to say I can't get there, but I'm just kind of like less. I look less far ahead, and I just think I want to enjoy it now. So yeah, just survive it really, and not take too much abuse. That's the main goal.
Lovely. All right. Actually, I've got a little sub question. You see, when you said to make it to the WSL, is it you get picked, you get promoted, or you have to apply? How does that work? Like, is it a promotion thing?
It's a promotion thing, yeah. So each season you can go for promotion depending on which level you're at. And promotion, I won't go into all the detail, but what it involves is completing a certain number of games and being observed at a certain number of those games and scoring at a particular level and fitness tests. So yeah, not just anyone can do it. You've got
just anything. Okay, yeah, okay. I understand. All right, last part. I was on your Instagram. Can you tell me about Goal Power? What's that about?
Goal Power, yeah. So Goal Power was an exhibition that Brighton Museum put on during the Women's Euros in 2022.
Okay.
And the exhibition featured a squad number of 23 women, I believe it was, who have had an impact in the women's game or will potentially have an impact in the women's game. And I was very what's the word? I don't know. I felt really grateful that I was asked to be a part of that exhibition. So it was great. It was all going on at the same time as Brighton being a host city for the Euros. So it was just like, it was a really lovely celebration of women's football and a kind of showed the history of where the women's game has kind of come from and everything that's kind of happened over the past 100 years. So yeah, it was great.
Look, yeah, that's nice. Is it still up now or was it just for that time?
It was just for that time. Yeah, unfortunately. Yeah.
Yeah,
what a shame. Sorry.
But at least it was up. At least it was up. Yeah, lovely. All right, we're going to take a little break. We're going to come back and we're going to play the Would You Rather game. So we'll come back right after this.
Is an app for grassroots footballers that allows players to track their performance, improve their game and compete with others in the community.
Galacticos app. Download today. Please check out galacticos.com for more developments. Don't forget to network with us. Help us grow.
Okay, now with these questions, so it's would you rather, which side? If you want to explain your answer, you can. If not, we'll just move on to the next one. Or if you want to just skip, just in case you can't pick. Okay. Yeah, so the first question is, everyone remembers the hand of God. In your view, should the referee have done better or should his team have helped him out better?
Honestly, I just think that is what it is, and it's gone down in history, and I wouldn't change a thing.
You wouldn't change a thing. Okay, cool.
It's too much of a good story. I'd leave it where it is. Yeah,
leave it where it is. Lovely. Okay, Paolo Di Canio pushed over a ref. Do you think his punishment was just, or there should have been tougher punishment?
I think did he get like an 11-match ban or something like that?
Yeah, it was something. Yeah, something like that.
I don't think he should have been banned for life or anything. Maybe more than 11, but I think he did his time and I think he learned from his mistakes. So yeah,
excellent. Lovely. Okay, both play on the same day at the same time. Which are you watching, Liverpool or Brighton?
Brighton women, Liverpool men.
Brighton women, Liverpool men. Lovely. Okay, referee a game, academy football or grassroots on a Sunday? I don't know if they count them both as grassroots, but I split them up.
Yeah. Do you know, I really enjoy both. I'm not going to lie. I know this is the Grassroots podcast, so I could easily just say grassroots, but I really enjoy both for different reasons. I'll tell you what, I'd probably go grassroots, younger women and girls, 16 and under, because I just absolutely love that energy at the moment. Like, it's really amazing seeing those girls growing into the game.
Lovely. Excellent. Okay. A ref's crew or a ref's team. Keep the same people with you for every game or refresh every game, as in your linesmen and all that. Do you think?
Yeah, got it. Assistant referees, Karma, assistant referees.
Assistant referees. Yeah, there you go. Do you think you should keep your same team or keep it fresh?
My only experience is keeping it fresh. Obviously, I cross paths with similar people over time, but I'd love to try being with the same team for repeated matches. I think that'd be really interesting to see what a difference that made.
Yeah, see where that would go. Okay, next up, I'd love to hear this one. Keep VAR or get rid?
Get rid.
Get rid. Ooh. Have you got a reason behind that, or are you just happy to say that?
I just no, this isn't even as a match official. It's just that as a fan as well, I just think it spoils the experience. So yeah, you've got to leave a bit up to magic and chance.
I like that. A little up to magic. I like that answer. Lovely. Okay, next up, Klopp or De Zerbi?
Klopp. I love Klopp. Yeah.
Lovely. Linda Williams or Tegan Micah? Sorry.
Yeah, Tegan Micah, I think it isn't it? Yeah, probably, yeah. To be honest, when it comes to players, I don't care, all of them. Players, they're all welcome, but yeah, Tegan Micah's great.
Okay, lovely. All right, next up, as a ref, get praised by players or get praised by other referees?
Referees.
Yeah. Referees, co-workers, yeah, lovely.
I'm never going to please the players. I'm not even going to try. I'd rather get respect from the refs.
Yeah, lovely. All right, here we go. We've got last 6 to go. Blue cards or sin bins? Which do you think should be introduced? Even though I know that they have sin bins at grassroots level.
Yeah.
A bit higher up. Where do you think?
I'm not going to lie. I do like the sin bin. I'm just going to stick with that. I do. I haven't used it a lot, but I do think that it's there for a reason.
It's a good idea. Yeah,
definitely a grassroots. Yeah.
Lovely. Okay, be a ref at the World Cup final or be the ref at Champions League final?
Champions League.
Champions League. Yeah. Lovely. All right. I was going to say get a call up. This one is more coaching. Let me skip that one. Be a feared referee or be a liked referee? Oh,
neither. Respected. I don't want to be feared. I'm not going to be liked. That's pointless. So I'd rather be respected.
I'm going to reword that for next time I have another ref. Yeah, respected or feared. That's what I should have done. Okay. Mickey Harris, Brighton women's boss, or Matthew Bread, Liverpool's boss? Who are we going with?
Yeah, you mean Matthew Beard, don't you?
Yeah, Matthew Beard.
Neither. I mean, I think I'm not going to choose between them just in case. No,
cool.
Mike Harris is doing a great job.
All right, last one in this, which is Sunday morning in the middle of the field, being a ref, or Sunday morning out and about walking the dogs?
In the middle of the field, being a ref.
In the middle of the field.
Hopefully on a pitch with good markings, that'd be good. Not just a random field, that makes it really tricky. And especially not if there are loads of dogs around as well. It's like,
All right, cool, lovely. All right, we're going to take a little break. We'll come back and we're going to talk about experience. Let's
world where passion meets the pitch. This is Grassroots Gazette, from the ground up, uncovering football's true spirit.
Lovely. Okay, so this section here is about your experience. We've got 16 in here. So as a female ref, in your view, is there any difference between refereeing a men's game and refereeing a woman's game?
There are differences, but I hate generalizing about these things. But as a female ref, what I've actually noticed is that I feel like I get more respect from men. And what's really funny is that of a particular age, so more like young men, like teenagers, like that kind of age, they often call me Miss instead of ref.
They still got the school mindset in it.
Absolutely. Miss. Yeah, exactly. But I think it's. Yeah, I don't want to generalize, but it can be different.
Cool. All right. Next up, tell me about your first game. How did it go? If you can remember your first game.
I can remember my first game. It was Brighton and Hove Albion against Arsenal.
Hey. Oh.
Under nines. I always say that line. It was under nines.
Okay, under nines. I was like, "Ooh, it's a big game."
So it sounds really grand, and I say that. I was like, it was a very safe kind of entry to football.
Cool.
At an academy, there were lots of parents and stuff, but really like nice little vibe. And it was boys, and I just remember thinking, whoa, like the talent at that age was just like unreal.
It's amazing. So, they are. It is mind blowing. It's crazy. Lovely. Okay, can you tell me about the best day so far you've had refereeing at grassroots level? Anything that stands out, like your best day so far? As in, obviously, game as well, involving a game.
Yeah, do you know what? Non stick out. Like I've done some good matches that have been like cup finals and things like that. It's a bit more of an occasion. Actually, I did an FA Cup third round, and that was the first time I got to use the comms kit. And I was actually only fourth official, so I didn't even have to run.
All right.
Maybe that's why I enjoyed it so much. I could just stand there with a little kind of headset on, and there was a really decent sized crowd, and it was a bit of a derby. It was Portsmouth Southampton, so it was a good clash. So I enjoyed that. But I mean, generally the good ones are just the ones where it goes well and everyone's happy at the end of it.
Exactly. All right. If we can flip over and go into the worst day so far.
So similarly, I'll generalize rather than being specific about a day, but the worst ones are always the ones where I've taken a load of verbal abuse, usually from coaches.
Okay.
And generally from men coaches, if I'm completely honest. So they're not good. They just leave you a bit like icky and kind of not feeling great because it doesn't feel like a nice vibe. Like it's not the energy you want in football, So they're probably my least favorite.
Okay, next one. In your view, are there any misconceptions about being a football referee, i.e. they want to be the star of the show. I find that more to be like, like Premier League refs.
True.
That's where most of that question comes from. But in your view, even from grassroots level, is there any misconceptions about referees?
Do you know, it's a good question, that one. Yeah, I think one thing I've noticed recently, like I was an assistant referee in a match recently, and one of the players tried to accuse the referee in the middle of essentially trying to even the score out through his decision making.
Okay.
And I just thought it was hilarious, because if he'd have evened the score out, and I really don't think he was trying to do that, but if he had, what it would have meant was we would have went straight to penalties, which could have lasted a really long time. But to me, the misconception was, do you think we want to be here for longer than we need to be? Like, we don't want to drag this out. Like, we just
right, yeah.
So, we're not really trying to even anything out. We want to get it done. We want it to be fair. That's it,
I hear that. I got a question about the even out, but that's later. But yeah, that's cool. Okay, next one. Sexism. As a female referee, have you had to deal with any sexism? If so, can you tell me about it and how it was dealt with? One occasion, because I'm sure you probably dealt with a lot, but if you can pick one occasion where you can explain what happened and then how it got dealt with, if it got dealt with.
Yeah, I can't really think of an occasion that's like explicit kind of sexism. It's more like
under.
And I've done it, yeah, exactly, under the radar, kind of insidious stuff. Like I've had people shouting at me in a way that was so unbelievably unnecessary. And then I've had to, this is often coaches or the odd time parents who I should have left, but I have had to just approach them for the sake of the kids on the pitch and be like,
calm down a little bit. Yeah.
We don't want that here, kind of thing. But yeah, sometimes I do wonder if the way I'm being spoken to is because I'm a woman, and if they would do that if I was a particular kind of man. And I'm guessing on occasion they would not at all. So yeah, it is kind of insidious, and I haven't had anything completely explicit, but
right, like outright, yeah. Everyone's being very smart with their disrespect these days. Okay, next up, let's try and lighten the mood. What is the best piece of advice you have received about refereeing to date?
Do you know what's one thing that's really tricky about refereeing, especially when you don't have VAR, is identifying a foul. And what kind of level to give that in terms of, is it just a free kick, is it a yellow, is it red, etc. But especially early on, it's quite a difficult thing to identify in the moment, and then you don't have a playback. You've just got what you just saw.
Yeah, and then everyone.
Exactly. So, but one really good piece of advice I had, and I'm not going to say her name, but she's a very senior referee, was just to in the moment, trust your instinct and ask yourself the question: was that fair? So did it feel fair? And it's amazing, like you'll see a bad tackle, and often you'll hear people, react. You have an instantaneous reaction. So it's about learning to really trust that instantaneous reaction, and then give yourself time to think, and then apply the law, sort of thing, or whatever disciplinary sanction you need to apply. But yeah, just ask yourself the question: is it fair? That was a really good bit of advice.
Nice. Okay. I couldn't find the oldest female ref, so I found Frank Foster is the oldest football ref at the age of 90. Do you plan on being a referee that long?
I'm not sure I plan on living that long, never mind being a referee. I'm struggling to imagine it. I think no. I think by then I'll be doing something else in football.
Cool. Yeah. Okay. Feel like another calling will come.
Yeah. I think it's amazing, but yeah, not for me.
Okay. Next question. Ref teams / crews. How do you feel about the lack of a ref crew at grassroots level? Like, I've been told at grassroots levels, like, just you the only one who shows up, like the referee, and then you might have to get someone on the sidelines to help.
Yeah.
Do the flags. Ugh.
So in the ideal scenario, I'm guessing you've never reffed a game before?
Never.
Do you want to? Do you want me to set you up? No.
I'm brave enough to tell you the truth. I don't think I've got the mentality to take it and not go and get me. So I think I better stay away from that.
That's a challenge for the scouse in me. I'm not going to lie sometimes. So in an ideal world, you'd have neutral assistants, but what we actually get at Grassroots is club volunteers. So that might be like a parent or a sibling or a partner or something like that. And often it's fine. And these people are volunteering to do it, bless them, and they're often quite nervous about doing it. So generally, it's fine, but it can add a layer of trickiness because people can start accusing them of being biased towards their own team.
Yeah.
And also they're not experienced, so you can't fully rely on them. So you've still got to make sure you cover those corners of the pitch kind of thing. So it's I'll tell you what's difficult, switching in and out of having neutral assistants and not having neutral assistants, because it is a different game.
Right. Yeah, no, I understand that. Oh, yeah, definitely. Okay, next question. What technologies, I think you've mentioned it already, really, what technologies do refs use these days that you would love to have at grassroots level?
Do you know what a really basic one would just be if we all had buzzer flags? So do you know about those?
What's a buzzer flag?
So, you know, obviously your assistant referees have a flag each.
Oh, yeah.
There are ones
when they press it, is that
with buzzers to the referee's arm, so it vibrates. So it means that it helps the referee know if a flag's gone up immediately, rather than, because obviously you're trying to watch play as well. You've got to have eyes everywhere.
Yeah, so you've got to be everywhere. Yeah.
The buzzers really help, and you can also just use it to communicate with the ref if there's something else that they need to know about. So even that would be handy. Yeah.
Nice, lovely. Yeah. No one's actually buzzer. I didn't even think of that, and I see them doing it. I'm just thinking like, that's fun. Like it's like a luxury.
It is a luxury because they're not cheap. They're like for a decent pair, you're talking 500 quid. So. You know, that's not an easy thing for grassroots refs to go out and buy.
Yeah, definitely not. Okay, next question. How do you handle a situation where you are unsure of the rule, or the specific situation arises where it's not covered in the rule book? What do you do then?
I suppose it depends on the thing. It's usually more like a situation than a rule, if that makes sense. But yeah, like it's really important to buy yourself time if you're not 100% sure, like, because sometimes a lot can happen at the same time. You've got to quickly, you've got to remember how you're going to restart play, and then you've got to deal with whatever's just happened. And it's a lot of layers. And when you don't have a comms kit with your fourth official and your assistants telling you giving you a bit of
what happened,
reminder, or giving you a bit of guidance or whatever, it is tough. So generally, just buy yourself a bit of time, think it through slowly, apply your approach in stages. So yeah, I often break it down as like, you see the thing, then you give yourself a bit of time to recognize what's just happened, then you think about what you're going to do, and then you take the action. But you can even like 30 seconds is quite a long time to kind of figure all of that out.
It is, yeah. And I was just about to say, for the next question, is there a rule or a guideline for how long you can take to make such a decision? Like, because as you say, I think you're right to calm down, slow down, take it all in. But everyone's in you. How long is too long? Is there a guideline for that?
Do you know what? There's not like specifics, but you can gauge what's too long just by like reactions and stuff. So when you're training to be a referee and doing CPD, like you watch a lot of clips when we kind of have training sessions and stuff. So you watch clips and you watch other referees and kind of how they've done things, and you can really see the difference between someone who is really quick and on it, someone who's taken their time to think about it, and someone who is maybe not sure what they're doing, kind of thing. So yeah, it's a balance to strike, especially if you're making a really big decision. Like if you're going to give a penalty, for example, you need to be quick, loud on the whistle, and show that you were there, you saw it, it's definitive, that's a penalty. But at the same time, it could change the outcome of the match, and so you also need to be sure. So it's a balance. It's a tricky balance that you've got to strike.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, next up, what is the most challenging situation you have faced so far as a ref? You don't have to give names and stuff, but what happened? If anything happened.
Yeah, I mean, there've been loads. That's what I'm trying to say. Never mind. Like, no, there have been a lot. I think I really struggled with kind of like being foul and abusive language from a coach. Basically, that was really tricky because I didn't hear it myself, an assistant did.
Okay.
And they called me over, and then I had to deal with it. That was tricky. Also, to be honest, like when players get injured, it's fine. It's easy to manage from a process point of view because it's just like get the physio or the medics on immediately and get it sorted out. But it's just really hard to watch. I hate seeing people get hurt like that.
Yeah.
yeah, I can't really think of anything else. But yeah, like I said, confrontations with parents and coaches. I found it really hard early on, but then you get used to it and you realise that, you know, it's all right. It's football. It's going to happen. It happens.
Yeah, definitely. Being that being that you're normally by yourself when you're doing your grassroots, what is the protocol that you have to follow to ensure your own self health and safety, like before, during, and after the game, because you're by yourself?
Yeah, so there are multiple aspects of that. Like, obviously, firstly, you don't want to get injured, so you need to warm up. And then, but it depends if you mean like in terms of the risk, in terms of being out in a park in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, yeah, you know, like as you said, you've got those coaches there, and I've seen, especially grassroots level, referees getting chased and stuff like that. I find it almost a little crazy that you guys are by yourself. Like, not even like there's not a buddy like the FA can send with you, like somebody, like because you're really by yourself and you're the ref. It's not even like you're by yourself and you're a physio. You're by yourself. You're the ref, the one making the decisions that's gonna have someone get upset. So there's no like, okay, you got to wait till everyone leaves or you leave first, or is there anything? No protocols like that. No.
I mean, there are to an extent. Like, you've got to use your common sense, but I think ultimately the home club are responsible for you. They're kind of responsible for making sure that, you know, you're paid for being there. So ultimately, you report to them when you arrive. Okay. So that club has to kind of own that and take some responsibility. When they don't, and when they treat you badly, to me, that's just really
right. Okay. Yeah. I didn't know that. Is that the rule for all levels, or is that just grassroots?
Well, the home club are responsible for kind of like hosting you. So you're going to get your emails from them about like where you need to be, what time you can get into your changing room. So they're like who you're kind of reporting to. So yeah, that is kind of the case across the board, unless it's like a cup game and in a neutral ground.
Okay, right. Then
potentially a bit of a different thing. Like it might be a county FA that are responsible for you, sort of thing.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. Lovely. All right. Didn't know that. Last two ones in this section. How do you handle criticism or negative feedback from players, coaches, and spectators? Do you just blank it out?
So do you mean like in the moment, like in the game?
Yeah, in the moment. How do you deal with it to keep going on with your job, basically?
Yeah, it's a balance, and it's obviously going to be different depending on which one of those is coming from as well, because there's feedback and then there's abuse.
Exactly. Yes.
And then I'll give you an example. Then there's feedback that's relentless. So, you know, like I've heard, like I mentor like other referees as well. So like one of my kind of mentees recently was telling me how like there was a captain who was just completely like, at first she was like, okay, I'm going to let him have a say, like he wants to have a say, but then it became like it was making it really difficult for her to do a job. It was relentless. It had gone beyond a simple just say an explanation. He was just like getting in the way of the flow of the game completely, and she had to deal with it. So yeah, it's it can be, if it's dissent, because what have we got? We talked about it earlier, sin bins. If it's dissent, you can give them a sin bin, but obviously warn them in advance, because you've got to have a bit of compassion about why people are doing it. It's because they might be frustrated, they want to win. So, you know, have a quiet word with them, see if you can calm them down. If they're not going to take that from you, then you're going to have to kind of deal with it with the other.
Right. Because other than the players and the coaches, you can't give spectators yellow cards. Can you get them removed?
You could get them removed, or you could attempt to, but again, you report to the home club. You say, you know, we've got a situation over there where, especially if it's discriminatory language or like really foul and abusive language, you can go to the home club to have them dealt with. But yeah, I mean, I've had it where it's been like parents, for example. I say parents of adults actually, but like,
like
giving me hell, mainly just because I'm not doing what they want me to do for, you know, their daughter, sort of thing.
Yep. Of course.
You just have to tune it out. You get very good at it.
Sorry. Excuse me. Last question in this section. How do you stay up to date with rules and regulations of the sport that you officiate? Are you sent these, or do you have to go and do your own work?
Unbelievably, there's an app.
Hey!
The Laws of the Game app. So I have that.
Nice.
So I use that to check in every time the laws are updated each season. also, you know, because I coach other referees, we're always talking about law and stuff, so that helps me keep fresh.
Okay, yeah.
And then, because I do the referee course as well, I have to stay on top of it. But yeah, what I would say is not all of them, but don't listen to the pundits, because often they're saying things that are just completely
I'm starting to find that out bit by bit. It's like, even the players don't know, especially the older players from yesteryear. They clearly don't know what's going on.
Now things have changed. So I get it. Yeah, things have changed. But I think what would be great is respecting the fact that referees have a job to be on top of the laws of the game and to apply them. So at least just respect that they probably know what they're on about. You know, because usually we do. I can't obviously say that for everyone, but usually we're a bit more on top of it than most.
Lovely. Excellent. Okay, we're going to take a break and we'll be back, and we're going to have some random questions.
Tells a story, and every goal ignites a community. Welcome to Grassroots Gazette, from the ground up, where football finds its voice.
Lovely. Okay, here we go. All right, first question, just making sure I got the wording right, is how do you prepare for a match that you're about to referee? How do you prepare? Is there do you have to check out players and stuff? What do you have to do?
I try not to over prepare in terms of knowing about the teams and the players, but I like to have a bit of context. So like, where are they in the league table? You know, is there any beef?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Just a rough idea, but I never over prepare on that kind of thing. But you know, otherwise it's like, have a good breakfast and don't eat too soon before the match, and make sure I've got my stuff and warm up. They're the main things.
Yeah, lovely, excellent. Okay, what aspects of football gets you most excited? You can say it from a referee's point or a fan, whichever you want to say it from.
Yeah, from like a general point about the women's game, like I mentioned it a little bit earlier. I really love the football with the young girls who are clearly inspired by the Lionesses. So, for example, there are so many little kind of mini Mary Earpses out there now that, you know, it used to be like no one wanted to be a goalkeeper.
Yeah.
And now you referee like young girls playing football, and you can see they've been so inspired by Mary Earps, and you know, they're like little mini Merpses basically. I just love seeing how like that now people like want to be in goal because they've been inspired by this role model. So I'm really excited about the future generations in the women's game.
Lovely, excellent. We spoke a little about it. Well, it was a would you rather question. I'm going to switch and make it a little bit longer. What is your opinion on the use of technology in refereeing? Good thing, bad thing? You like it? You like some of it? Yeah, you can explain.
I like some of it. I think it's tricky because, like, in an ideal world, like, because VAR could help, couldn't it, at Grassroots, because it could prove your point. And it would, you know, guarantee more fairness. It would also completely slow it down, and we wouldn't have enough pitch space to accommodate all the grassroots football going on because the games were getting dragged out for however long. But yeah, I think, like I said, buzzer flags good, body cams and stuff like that. I mean, because that's technology, isn't it?
Yep.
In an ideal world, no one would need that, but I appreciate that in some spaces it's a good thing. Goal line technology. To be honest, I can't even bear goal line technology.
Really?
You see the diagrams of, like, you know, like it's like that much. And
that one of the Tottenham game the other day was like, oh my God.
I can't quite handle it. Yeah, I kind of, you know, I'm of the kind of like era of the 90s, like where it was like there was just a bit more magic and a bit more left to just. I don't know, the universe.
No, I hear you. And I like the wording, the magic, because some people are like, it stops me celebrating. But magic, I like that. I'm going to use that, magic. All right, next question. Who do you believe has the hardest job in football? Officials, managers, coaches, the owner? Like, who do you think?
I think if you ask most people, they would say the referee.
Yeah.
They would say the officials. And, you know, like if it was like, oh, would you like to own a football club? Yeah, I'd love to, yeah. Would you like to referee? No, thanks. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, would you like to play? Would you like to coach? Yeah.
Exactly.
I want to be in the middle. It's crazy. But yeah, no, I agree. Okay, next question. How do you deal with players who argue with your decisions during a match?
I really try and build rapport, and I really give people like the benefit of the doubt, and I'll try and have a quiet word. And if they're going to make it difficult for me and just show a complete lack of respect and keep disagreeing with the decisions, then I'll just have to use what I've got at my disposal. So if that's Grassroots, then sin bin, otherwise a yellow for dissent. So yeah, do you know what? I hate it's so pointless. I often, to be honest, one of my lines is your teammates need you, so please just calm down. Like
I like that.
Don't do it to your teammates.
Yeah.
You know, do it to me.
Don't do it to your teammates. Like, calm down. Yeah, no, I like that. Yeah, you're good with your words, definitely. Excellent. Next question. What do you think is the most challenging aspect of refereeing? Is it the game, or is it dealing with stuff off the field? Or anything else that you want to put into it?
The admin is boring, but yeah, the probably the most difficult thing is the fact that you are multitasking. So, you know, you've got to be running around whilst making quick decisions, whilst dealing with interpersonal dynamics that can be really challenging, and then potentially taking flack for whatever you've done. So that's probably the difficult thing, the multitasking element. But you know, that's what it's all about as well. So that's why you get such a buzz off it when you can do it well.
Yeah, I understand that, definitely. Okay, we spoke about it just a little bit with the body cams. From your point of view, how bad is it really for refs at grassroots level? Like, is the little clips that we see, you know, referees getting chased and stuff, is that often? Is that a thing?
It's not often. It's one of those things, isn't it? This is my perception of it anyway. And my experience is that it's not often. And obviously, like, the bad news always gets more kind of press, doesn't it? But it does happen. And even if it's not that extreme, even the less extreme versions of that are not nice for people to experience. But yeah, body cams, I can see how it would be a good deterrent. Actually, I've never used one or whatever, but I do see how that could be a good deterrent in some places.
Lovely. Okay, next question. How do you stay impartial during a match? Yeah, do you have to tell yourself to do it, or is it just natural?
It's quite natural to me, actually. Like, I remember I was once I think I was like volunteering to be an assistant referee, run the line for a local club that I'm on the committee of. So technically you could say that I would be biased towards them. Mm-hmm. But I remember I was like in autopilot so much that I was like raising the flag regardless of who it was. And it was just quite funny because it really kind of enhanced the point to me that you do just go into autopilot. And yeah, I just, like, as I said at the beginning, is it safe? Is it fair? You're not, you know, I don't care who wins. I literally do not care. I just want everyone to be all right at the end of the match.
Nice.
For it to have been fair. So I think it's probably quite natural within me. And I remember that when I was at school, I think I got, what was it, like, voted that, I think I got two things. One, voted that I was most likely to work out the meaning of life. Separate. It's nothing to do with the refereeing. But yeah, I think everyone thought that I would be a judge when I grew up because I was very, you know, like, fair and kind of, you know, in the middle, reasonable, diplomatic.
Right. Yeah. I like that. That's cool. Excellent. Okay, we spoke about this as well. Let's see if we can get a bit more into it. When they say is a bad decision evens itself out during a game, as a referee, is that true, or is that with a little help from the referee?
Obviously, if you look at it objectively, then, you know, if just by chance a decision evens things out, then that's lucky for the referee. They might feel like it's lucky for them, but any referee worth their salt is not going to be trying to influence things in that way. I just think, yeah, it's basically calling someone a cheat.
Yes.
And, you know, that is like one of the highest offences in the game to me. You can't, because if you call in a referee a treat, the whole infrastructure of the game falls apart.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Then what's the point? You know, so yeah, I don't believe that.
Cool. Lovely. Okay, next one. This is something that you probably do often. You're talking to a new ref. What's your advice for them, and what's the most important thing they need to know before pursuing this career as a referee in football?
Oh, that's a very good one. I just think it's really important that they enjoy it and that they let themselves make mistakes and that they take those mistakes as learning material and continue on and continue to enjoy it, which I think a lot is the advice that a lot of players get. Like, I know kind of I don't know if you've read Emma Hayes' book. I have, but
No,
it's one of the things about that, she tries to instill in players as well. It's okay to make mistakes. In fact, it's the only way you're going to grow and learn is to make mistakes. And that's as true for referees as it is for anyone. So I think if the wider population could understand that about referees, the majority of the time they get the decisions right, but they are human and we do make some mistakes, but we've got to be allowed to learn and grow as well in our place in the game. But yeah, sorry, going back to your point, my advice would be enjoy it, and if you're not enjoying it, don't do it. There's no point. Yeah.
Fair enough. Lovely. Okay. Goalkeepers and defenders love clean sheets. Do referees love a game where they don't use their cards? Is that a thing? Is that like a goal? Don't keep the game flowing. No cards. Is that a thing for referees?
No, not. I mean, not for me. I think you know what. Like when you're a new referee, given a card for some referees can actually be quite a scary thing. Like because it's like you've got to follow a whole process and make sure you get it right, and the person clearly isn't going to like it, so you might get some jip, and it's complicated. But yeah, I've never thought like that in terms of trying to keep a clean sheet because yeah, that would be like that's potentially moving towards the
cheating itch kind of.
Yeah, as in like you're making decisions for the wrong reasons. You have to make decisions based on what's in front of you and what you see, not because you've got an agenda going on in the back of your mind about
right
clean sheet at the end of it.
Okay, yeah. So it's not a little sub question. It's not referee the occasion, referee what you're seeing, not the occasion. Not like as you say, like a big derby, Liverpool, Everton. Just because it's all rah and a bit tense, a foul's a foul still.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No, I understand. All right. Last question in this block. Tell us about being a FA referee developer. Do you enjoy it? Like, tell us about it.
So like I described those courses earlier on. So we get to meet all of these fresh face referees. So I say fresh face. So some of them have been in football for a really long time, right?
Okay.
There might be coaches, for example, but a lot of them are like young people, like 14 and up. And I really enjoy it. I really enjoy seeing like talent shine through. It's really obvious with some people that they're going to go far. And I really love having the debates and the discussions with them. And I really love seeing their eyes open to the reality of do you know what? It's kind of like one of the things that I often say to them is you are never going to watch football in the same way.
Yeah.
It's like, if you edit, like I'm sure you do, because you're obviously a creative, if you edit and things, or you're involved in video production or TV, you can't watch TV in the same way. Well, it's
you're right. As soon as you get the knowledge, same thing. Like, I'm a personal trainer by day. So going to a gym, you just see everything different compared to everybody. Yeah, you're right. I see. I definitely see that. Excellent. Do you see? Oh, that's what I was going to ask you. Is our future bright with referees? Since you've got a lot of young ones coming through. Is our future bright? Do we have good referees coming through?
Do you know what it is? It really is. One of my personal passions is getting more women and girls into refereeing, and there's still an imbalance. It's still more boys and men than it is women and girls. And I think that more needs to be done. I was actually on BBC News a week or two ago about this because
I saw your thing on your IG. Nice.
There's a big gap, and for me, I really want to encourage more women and girls in, and I think that more needs to be done to facilitate that. So that's my own kind of personal passion. But even like women and girl only courses, because the courses are so male dominated, and there is an aspect of kind of like not play as such, but kind of set up play to do refereeing scenarios. And I just think it would be better if we could have more women and girl courses that would attract more women and girls and more CPD and follow-up support for them as well. So that's something that I'm actually working on in the background as well with another hat that I wear. So lovely. Excellent. Okay, so we're going to go for a little break, come back, and we're going to play the game. What is the game that I've got here? Is it bench? Yeah, bench start, bench sell. We'll be back.
It's down to a T, minus the milk and 2 sugars. Easy. You can see it's a good.
All right, now before we start this officially, this is start, bench, sell. I want any players to know in future, if Georgia makes it to the WSL, this is not an offense. We're just playing a game here, and you have the option to not pick none, and we'll
I can keep saying pass, Karma.
we'll skip to the next one.
You might not just be like, this is going to be the most boring segment you've ever done. Like, pass.
I'm gonna ask anyway. We'll just fly through it, yeah. Let's go.
I might not even know half the people you're talking about. This is the thing. I literally don't care about the players. I'm just like, I just want to be fair. I don't care who you are. Just want everyone to get through it without any injuries. You're
just a football lover, aren't you? You just love football.
Yeah, I really.
All right,
let's
cool.
give it a go. I'm up for giving it a go.
Let's go. So we got Alicia Russo, Chloe Kelly, Beth England.
Don't
Start
care.
bench cell.
Do you know what? I think I'm going to say more. This is more out of a compassion thing, right? I just think start Beth England more in general. Like, I just think.
Okay.
I think she's been, kind of underrated. That's
I think, you know what? I thought she was better because she plays for Tottenham now. Yeah. But when she was at Chelsea, I thought she was a problem, man. Thought she was a big problem out there, but they
are all fantastic players. So good luck to them all.
Just start Beth England, cool. Next up, we got this is the men. So we got Bellingham, we got Rice, and we got Maddison.
Don't care.
Don't care. We got Jill Rood, Beth Mead, and Erin Cuthbert.
Do you know what? Erin Cuthbert is I just find her hilarious. I don't know what it is. I think she's brilliant. Like, she's so scrappy, and solid, if you know what I mean.
She is.
Ward is great. Mead is great. I love them all. They're great.
Love them all. Cool. I'm not going to judge you. You're a ref, so I respect this. All right, next up, we got Haaland, Kane, Mo Salah.
Salah. Yes, I know you're asking me to like whatever you said.
Yeah, I know. No, this is cool. This is cool. This is your favorite. That's what we will do. We change the game. Next up, we got Katie Robertson, Millie Bright, and Leah Williamson.
Again, this is just a comment on Katie Robinson rather than any comparison between the three of them. But I just think that she is going to do so well. Like, she's she's a talent, isn't she? She's a young talent. I think she's going places. I actually met a game that I took my nephew to, and with her mum and dad were there, and this is up north in Liverpool. I think Brighton were playing Liverpool, so my two favourite teams. So we met her and her mum and dad, and I didn't realise her dad's a Scouser. I'm probably not getting that wrong, but
nice.
I think she's going to go places. Amazing.
All right, cool. Next up, we got Solskjaer, Defoe, and Giroud. Don't care. Nikita Paris, Alicia Lehman, or Fran Kirby.
Do you know what? I think they're all great, but I'm just going to go Paris just because of the journey she's been on. She
has been on her journey. Next up, we got Heskey, Fowler, Owen.
Owen, because do you know what? Owen reminds me of the days of the Magic. Do you remember him in the Euros? It was in '96.
Owen was a problem, man. Yeah. But I've heard that you guys don't include him in the legendary status anymore, or do? Is that just you? You still do?
Just me and my memory, my amateur memory that isn't like a proper obsessive.
Yeah, all the Liverpool fans that I see online are like, nah, sorry, he went to United.
Yeah. I just remember, to be honest, it's England. I'm thinking when he played for England is what I'm actually thinking of.
Okay, like the run against Argentina and all that.
Yeah, those magical runs that were like that was those were the days.
Crazy. All right, next up we got Taylor Hinds, Katie McCabe, and Lauren James.
Oh, that's an interesting bunch, isn't it? I'll say no more.
Say no more. Okay, we got Vieira, Yaya, Roy Keane. Don't care. Okay.
Roy Keane cracks me up just in general. But
all right, cool. We're flicking Roy in there. Next up, we got Ashley Cole, Carl Walker, Trent Alexandra.
Trent.
Of course. That's where we're going. Wright Phillips, Saka, or Son.
Ooh.
Oh, she likes that one.
Don't care.
You tricked me. Thought he was going to give me one there. All right. R9, Messi, CR7. Got to give me one of those.
Messi.
Yeah.
I just love watching Messi. Yeah.
Love watching him. Do you watch him in the MLS?
Yeah.
Nice. All right. We've got two more. Ian Wright, Andy Cole, Defoe. Comes up again. Don't care.
Do you know what? Actually, I'm going to go Ian Wright for his support of the women's game. Yeah,
right. I love
amazing.
Righty. Everyone loves Righty. All
he's
right, last one is Scholes, Lampard, Gerrard.
Oh, Gerrard. I'm giving you that one, Gerrard.
Yeah. I'll take that. Lovely. Okay, we're going to be back and we're going to talk about some more random questions. There's just 10 in this block. Nearly.
Every moment is a victory. Welcome to Grassroots Gazette, from the ground up, where football's journey begins.
Okay, so here we go. Random questions. Again, just your view. Are blue cards / sin bins really needed?
Yes.
Yes. Do you want to expand on that? You want to say why, or just
yes? In an ideal world, they wouldn't be needed, but I've literally had the first-hand experience of how useful they are as a tool, and this is coming from someone who does not overuse them at all. But I think they are needed, and I think they've helped with kind of improving respect in the game.
Okay, that's the sin bins, right? You don't have blue cards yet, do you?
No. Just
no. Do you think that should be introduced? Is that a good thing?
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
To have a middle card. All right, cool, lovely. Next one. I think you've answered this. Do you personally want a body camera? You don't, do you? You said no. You don't personally want one. But I'm guessing if it was like part of the rules, you just have to.
Yeah.
Or is it? Do you think you'll make it optional? I don't know.
I don't. Yeah, I literally don't know. I think they've trialed it, haven't they? I don't know loads about it, but obviously I know why.
Yeah, I've seen a couple clips, but it looks like it wasn't more for like any violence against the referee. It was more like a different view of the game. That's how they were promoting it, type thing, and it looked kind of good still. If they're using it for that, a different view, that's different.
Yeah, and it probably would have that impact, wouldn't it, of like making people think twice about how they treat or speak to the referee.
Your face is gonna be right straight up. Yeah, definitely. What's my next question? Are there any rules that you dislike enforcing?
Oh yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, I really don't like having to like deal with coaches for their behavior, if you know what I mean. Like, and that is a rule. So in terms of like conduct. So I really hate having to go and deal with that. And I just wish that wasn't a thing.
That wasn't a thing.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you think or believe that refereeing styles should be different when a referee is refereeing men or women's game, or even if you can add kids' game into it as well?
Yeah, well, definitely with kids. Yeah, I think there's an element with kids where you're creating an environment for them to learn and to grow and just to play and to have fun. And so you need to be conscious of that. So something as basic as a foul throw, you're not going to be harsh about a foul throw with children. You're going to help them learn. You might help them even tie their shoelace. It's a different. It's a completely men's and women's. There's a little bit of a thing around explaining your decisions. Like, apparently there's been research done, and women need a little bit more explanation.
Is that right?
Not because they're being like
because they're slow. Yeah.
Just because they don't want to understand like what they've done wrong or what's happened. So it's more of a thing that women might want an explanation, and that men move on quicker from stuff and aren't as bothered. But again, don't want to generalize, but that has been apparently identified as a thing. But I'm conscious of it with everyone. Like, I'd like to explain. If someone wants me to explain, I'll do it as quickly and as efficiently as I can so we can get on with the game.
Yeah, so we can keep it moving. Lovely. All right, next one. I think we brushed on this a little bit. Should all games be refereed the same? I.e., should the North London derby be ref the same way Luton versus West Ham should be refereed?
There's an extent to which every referee has to kind of like adapt to the situation and has to kind of gauge the temperature of the game and the kind of atmosphere and kind of adapt to that. As far as applying the laws go, we all need to be as consistent as we possibly can be, especially within a particular game.
Right,
But I don't think we should treat two games differently like that. I think we've got to take into consideration the kind of the atmosphere and the vibe, but we need to be being as consistent as we can possibly be.
Lovely. All right. This is a out the box kind of question. If aliens came down today and wanted to watch a world-class referee at work, who would you point them to?
You.
Come watch me, ref.
maybe a what not to do kind of story.
Definitely, everyone off. Get out of it.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's true. Maybe like Rebecca Welsh or something like that. I think she's doing really well. So I'd pick Rebecca Welsh. Yeah.
Lovely. All right, leaning a little bit more into that. Could you name 3 refs that you believe will make it to the heights of refereeing? Like refs that you know or around you or you've seen around your levels that you think, yeah, she's going.
Do you know what? I hope there's nothing wrong with me doing this. I don't think there is. And she'd be really, really embarrassed. But someone who I'm coaching, she's called Pay. I won't give her last name, but she is going to do really, really, really well. I'm just going to say that. I genuinely I think she's in the men's game and the women's game, and I think she's going to go to great heights. And then also someone else and another person that I've been coaching as well, Imi. She's called Imi. I won't give her last name either, but I also think that she's going to do extremely well. And I can't wait to get invites to their games when I'm not refereeing anymore, because I do really well and they invite me and I get, first class treatment and hospitality. Actually, I don't think we give that to refs. That's probably not happening. But anyway, it'll be nice to see.
It'll be nice to see. Yeah. All right. Lovely. Okay. Could you explain if this happened? Could you explain this statement? If this happened anywhere else, it would be a foul, but not in the penalty area. I don't understand that that unwritten rule. Could you explain that to me as a referee? When the people say, if that was a foul, like in the center circle, yep, free kick. But because it's in the penalty area, no foul.
Who says it?
No one says the word. As in, well, should I say who says it? The commentators say it. The players say it.
I'm like, ignore them. They're talking rubbish. If it's a foul outside the penalty area, it's a foul inside the penalty area.
Okay, yeah. Because I've been hearing that for years, and that is just annoying to hear. Like, a foul's a foul. What do you mean? Like, if you pull a shirt in the center circle, pull a shirt in the penalty area, foul.
Yeah, right? Interesting. Yeah. I think they're probably saying it they're probably saying, they're literally commenting on it. They're not speaking law.
Yeah, not speaking fat. I think it's just something that seems to be, it never comes from referees. It's coming from the watchers, the commentators, supporters and everything. I just wanted to know.
It's tricky, isn't it? I mean, football is a game of opinions, and that's kind of why we love it, isn't it? Because we get to talk about it and debate it and stuff like that. I think there's a bit in law that says, like, in the opinion of the referee. So it's like, X, Y, Z, if in the opinion of the referee. But no one seems to care about that.
A little part there, yeah. In the opinion of the ref, yeah. No, golden. Yeah, rules is rules. All right, we've got last 2 in this block. Time wasting. How much power does a referee have? Like, could you make the game last as long as you want, or is there an actual limit? Like, could you add half an hour on? Could you do what you want? Or is there a limit?
There isn't a limit that I know of.
Okay.
I mean, I think again, like I said earlier, none of us are going to be trying to drag it out for
Yeah.
I think that's where it becomes like an interesting misperception of what referees want out of football.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I don't think there is. But I think I'll look that up. I'm pretty sure there's no limit.
Cool. All right.
As long as it's based on, if that was like injury time and the game was actually going to continue, then of course we could.
Yeah. That's like if the referees literally stop time for every time waste, like normally they do it for someone's rolling around too much or they got to go and talk to a coach or something. But the goalkeeper taking long to take the kick, I don't see often the referees pausing time for that. They're normally like, hurry up. No, you might get a yellow card for it, but I don't know if they're adding time for that particular time waste. So that's why I was like, maybe they pick and choose which time waste is going on the clock type thing.
Yeah, we've got to use our discretion and be reasonable about it. There'll be occasions where we would add it on, and then occasions where it might be. So to give you an example, at the start of the season, people's fitness it's often pretty low. Like, people are getting back into the game, players, so their fitness is a bit low, and the weather's still pretty warm as well. And so you are more likely, well, I am, and I've got no shame in saying it, especially at grassroots level, I am more likely to allow things to slow down for health and safety. So I'm like, just let them take the time. They're both doing it. Both sides are doing it. And I'm just going to be reasonable and just let them take the time for health and safety. Because I can see that everyone is absolutely knackered because they haven't been properly for a while. So, you know, no one's complaining. No one's moaning about it. Read the room.
Yeah. Read the room. Yeah, no, I like that. Yeah. Okay, cool. Excellent. All right. Last question in this block. Do you think there is a good range of diversity among referees at your level, meaning men, women, and people of all shades? So everything, diversity in every kind of part of it.
No, there isn't. No,
there isn't.
No, not at all.
So you think like it's a lot of men and then a lot of white men? Is that
a lot of white men? Yeah,
okay.
A lot of white men, and that's no offense to them. That, you know, they're generally great as well, but it because it's what we've got here is the residue and the legacy of the history of football. No, it's not diverse enough, and the FA are doing some really good work around that, by the way. Like, they really are, but it will take time to redress that balance.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it always does. Lovely. Okay. We're going to be back, and we just got one more block, which has got 10 questions in it, and then we're done. We'll be back.
World where passion meets the pitch. This is Grassroots Gazette, from the ground up, uncovering football's true spirit.
Okay, here we go. Last block. So this is called Inside the Ref's Mind, even though it's all in the ref's mind, really. But here we go. So what is your greatest strength as a ref? What would you say is greatest strength?
Probably my resilience.
Your resilience.
So, yeah, just the ability to move on from mistakes, to learn from mistakes, to move on from mistakes, and to take it on the chin if I get a bit of bother, and then move on from that. Yeah.
Nice. Okay, what is your greatest weakness, or I hate to say weakness, I always say this every time, or something that you want to work on as a ref?
That's a good question as well. I always think like I want to this is a funny one, isn't it? Because I don't want to give up my weakness. Actually, Karma, I pass.
I pass. I like that. Go work on it and then be better. I like that. Good thinking. All right. Could you give me 3 words to describe yourself?
Yeah. Fair.
Funny.
Hilarious. Compassionate and energetic.
Nice. Excellent. I think you've answered this already, but what gets you most excited about refereeing at grassroots level?
Yeah, like I said, just watching the younger generations come through, and in terms of playing the game, I think it's amazing. But also when I see new women and girl referees out there as well, and watching their confidence kind of grow and then like really grow into the game. I've really enjoyed coaching the people that I coach and doing that work. Like it's amazing to see people grow and get better, and I love it.
Yeah, I can feel that as a trainer. I feel that as well. Yeah, watching someone as they walk in compared to when they're living their new life, better life. All right, next question. It's a bit opposite to that. What gets you unexcited about refereeing at grassroots level, if there's anything?
Aggression, male aggression.
Male aggression.
It is. I'm saying that because it's a bit thematic. I don't know if you saw the Conti Cup final recently.
Oh yeah, I did.
Yeah. And we won't know what exactly went on there, but I do think that there's a thing about the male aggression that is it's pervasive, and it's it really disappoints me seeing it in the women's game, because it does make it hard for people to enjoy the game. Not just referees, by the way. Like, I've seen players get really upset on the pitch. So obviously I'm right in there in the thick of it with them, and I'm seeing and hearing the conversations and them getting upset because of the way their coaches are speaking to them.
Yeah.
That is not good football. Come on, like, we want to be enjoying it. Yeah, be passionate. Yeah, want to win. Yeah, be upset if you lose, but you shouldn't be upset because you're being spoken to in a really poor way by someone who's meant to be there to facilitate you having a good time, So anyway, sorry. Rant over.
I like that. It's good because when you hear the term male aggression, it's like, so you just don't want me to shut up. But I like the way that you explained that. That's good.
Okay, but can I just say as well, just to clarify, because, you know, in terms of like masculine and feminine energy, you can get that kind of masculine, kind of traditionally male aggression from women as well. So, you know, it just so happens that the majority of my experience is definitely from men, but it does come from women as well. I just think there's no place for it, in my opinion. We need to be better. We can be better. I think we should be better.
I hear that. I hear you. Okay, next up, when you are nowhere near a football field, where can you be found and what are you doing?
Do you know what? You did obviously send me some questions to have a look at in advance, and I had to scan through, and this one stuck out because it gave me an identity crisis, because I was like, when I'm not doing, it's all football. Like, everything I'm doing is football related. So thank you for that, Karma. You've literally
you know what? That made me laugh. You know what? That answer made me laugh because every time my missus says to me, "I like, what do you want for like birthday or Christmas?" I always say gym stuff, and she's like, "No, forget that. What do you want?" I'm like, "I don't know."
Yeah, I get it. I literally emphasize. And do you know what? You've reminded me, actually, other than the football, I am training to be a PT as well.
Oh, nice.
So, you know,
when you get here,
I'm a baby amateur in your world that I'm sure you're very good at. But yeah, I love the gym as well. I do go to the gym a lot. I love my strength training.
Yeah, I think I saw a picture of you on one of the gym balls.
Oh yeah, that was that. Do you know, watching the World Cup?
yeah. Love it. Get me. Keeping both passions going. I like that. Okay, next question. What is the best compliment you have received about your refereeing?
This is funny because the best compliment I've ever received about my refereeing is like, "You're the best referee we've ever had."
Nice.
But I've also had, "You're the worst referee we've ever had." And the universe is even. The universe is completely balanced out. It's all good.
It's all good. Lovely. A nice little balance to walk. I like that. Okay, next up, random. What is your favorite curse word, if you have one?
Oh, do I have a favorite curse word?
Or what's the one that just comes out automatically?
I probably do drop the odd F-bomb. I'm not going to say that one out loud.
Cool. Lovely. All right, last two questions. What profession other than football ref would you like to attempt?
Oh, that's a good one. Do you know what I've been watching on Netflix? Physical 100. Have you seen it?
Yes.
You must have been. And whatever they are, I want to be one of them.
Yeah, I like that.
There's a guy called Thanos, because I've been watching it dubbed. Last time I watched it subtitled, this season watching it dubbed, there's a guy called Thanos who's just like, literally looks like a god. I'd like to be Thanos. I'd like to try that as a career. He's actually a bodybuilder.
I like that answer. Great. All right, last question. If you could change one thing about the football industry, and we can do it today and then tomorrow we keep it pushing, what would that one thing be?
I would like, if I could just like in one day just change it, right? I'd like to see a bunch of like stadiums pop up that are intended for the women's game. Because I think that people would come. I do.
Yes, definitely.
And yeah, I think that would be amazing. So purpose-built, you know, I'm not saying men couldn't use it, but primarily for women, just like the standard stadiums are primarily for men. I'd love to see some women-only kind of stadiums.
Nice. Excellent. Okay, so this is the last bit. I'm going to come off screen. If there's anything you want to promote or push, websites, your classes, your courses, anything like that, I'll give you time and then I'll pop back up when you're finished. Yeah? Here we go.
So I would like to promote the idea of becoming a referee. So if there's anything in you that has ever thought, I wonder if I could do that, reach out to your county FA and find out when the next course is and give it a go. You know, even if you just do the course and you do your first 5 games, just test yourself, see how it feels, and it could be the start of an amazing future officiating the game. And particularly in the women's game at the moment, there are loads of opportunities. So do it, give it a go. And if you do, let me know. I'd love to hear from you.
Excellent. Thank you, Georgia. That was an excellent interview. I appreciate you coming through. And I'll be sending you the little snippets when we're doing them, and then I'll let you know when the full episode drops out. So I appreciate you guys. Make sure you like and subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you next time. Take it easy.
Thanks, Connor.
See you later.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Joining us on Grassroots Gazette. from the ground up. Remember, the spirit of football lives within us all. Until next time, keep the passion alive and the dreams soaring. This has been Grassroots Gazette, from the ground up.